滷肉饭is one of the first foods I fell in love with after moving to Taiwan. And the foods inspired a new direction for my life, built around writing.
Wait, how do you know to put that thing?
So I married a local. Done.
Like us on Facebook if you haven't, and don't forget to subscribe for more new videos.
I'm Paul from the US, and at 32 years old, I was making more than 5 million NTD a year, living and working in New York, in consulting. I was on top of the world. 18 months later, I was lost in my life. I had moved to Taiwan without a plan and wasn't making any money. For the first time in my life, I was excited about the possibilities of my life. So a lot of people ask, why would you walk away from a life path that makes so much sense? You have everything figured out, you have the money, you have the path ahead of you. And for me, it was actually pretty easy to walk away from it. Once I had sort of paid off my debt and had some level of financial security and savings, there was sort of this inner knowing of, I am not on the right path. I didn't feel good about the job I was in, and in every job I had in my 20s, I was constantly dissatisfied, always looking for the next step. And finally, at that point, I ran out of moves and knew I needed to move in a new direction. About a month after I arrived in Taiwan, I went on a date with Angie, and almost instantly we started hanging out all the time. In the second week of meeting her, she calls me one morning. Hey, I'm gonna skip work. Do you wanna go to Baishawan Beach with me? I was like head over heels, because for me, I had this weird goal of designing and building a life not centered around work. And here she was saying, I don't wanna work, I wanna go to the beach with you. I was in. In those first couple of months of moving to Taiwan, I didn't really have a plan. After a few weeks, I noticed one morning that almost every day I was waking up, making coffee, sitting at the table in my Airbnb, and writing. And I woke up to the fact that I had been writing consistently since I quit my job. And it was sort of my first acknowledgement to myself in a deeper way that, wow, writing is this essential part of my life. I want to commit to this, and it was in Taiwan that I decided I am going to write most days. That was the mantra I decided I was going to embrace. Write most days. And for the next few years, that's exactly what I did. Soon after, I discovered a phrase which lit me up and helped me feel what I was feeling on this journey. It was the Pathless Path. Angie and I first adopted it as a way to talk about our journey and not knowing what came next. In 2020, I decided to write a book of the same name, The Pathless Path. I wrote most of the book in 2021 in Taipei and traveling around the island in various places. I published it in early 2022. It's since gone on to sell more than 70,000 copies and has been translated into Chinese, Russian, Hindi, and French. Earlier this year, when it was published into Taiwan, it was an incredibly special event, as this is really the place where I was inspired to start writing and found a new direction for my life. Hi, I'm Paul. More than 7 years after moving to Taiwan, I'm still on my own pathless path and feel luckier than ever that I have a life and work in writing that I love. The biggest lesson I always come back to is an uncertain future is to be embraced, not a problem to be solved.